Hi, my name is Lawrence and I'm here with Sensory Sumo. Today we're going to talk about the asymmetric tonic neck reflex. The asymmetric tonic neck reflex is a primitive reflex. A primitive reflex is immature and automatic movement that's present from in utero until the first year of life. So these are important because these are foundational blocks for more functional movements later in life. So what is the ATTNR? The ATTNR is also called the fencing reflex. So the ATTNR manifests itself when the baby's head is turned one way, the limb that's facing where the head is facing is extended and the opposite limb is flexed. And when you go to the opposite side and the head is turned the opposite side, the other limb that's where you're facing is extended and the other one where the head is not facing is flexed. So this is a really pronounced reflex, and it's very common in a lot of infants. So this is important because it's a building block for functional movement. Why is this important? Because they're seeking food, right? They're seeking movement. It helps them when, in order to roll. It's important for them in order to crawl, and it's really important for them to go from like laying down supine to going into prone, right? Because it's easier to roll. So once they've mastered rolling, that reflex is going to be less pronounced and it's integrated so that you can work on other movements. The problem when this reflex is not integrated is that it affects for later functional movement in life, such as riding. Because if you are riding, you require your arm needs to be in a flex position, right? Your shoulders need to be closer to your midline, and then your elbows are flexed and your wrists are flexed. The problem when this reflex, when you're learning how to write between the ages of 4, 5, or 6, when this reflex is still pronounced, the child may extend, be laying down because they're automatically going to be extending their arm. So it's really difficult for them to have that controlled movement. So what are some signs that you have an unintegrated ATTNR? So for children, it's obvious, like if they haven't developed hand dominance yet, by the time they're 5, that's a sign that the ATTNR is not yet pronounced. When they have poor balance, when they have poor coordination, these are just some telltale signs that the ATTNR is not integrated yet, because if the ATTNR is not integrated, it will be really difficult for them to make uncoordinated or coordinated movements. So what can you do? So what are some tips to help integrate this? It's really important for parents and for teachers to be able to notice this in their kids and in their students, because when you discover this at a younger age, there would be a much better chance that this would be integrated and they could move on with the other functional skills. So what you can do is you can promote movements opposite to the ATTNR. So when you're facing one way, you can ask your student to, or your child to be able to hold their arm in a flex position. You can do this by doing movements laying down. So side laying would be a really fun activity to be able to help integrate that ATTNR reflex. Another important activity would be crawling backwards and being able to go down the stairs. Crawling backwards would be another activity that you can work with your child. Another activity is being able to write while kneeling, half kneel. So on a whiteboard, that's a really fun activity, and you're also working on writing. And you could also play games where you're moving and flexing your limbs so that you're working on that integrating that ATTNR and that coordination as well. So really the best thing to do is to make sure you're engaging in play that has a lot of unpredictable movement patterns where they're integrating that system, and so that their right and left hemisphere of their brains are communicating. That's it for our episode today, and I hope that helps. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you found this video helpful. Thank you.